of a city where the sea level has risen, submerging the entire town underwater. Harsh weather and relentless storms destroyed many homes, forcing people to live on boats. In such times, people found comfort in reminiscing about their happier days. During this period, Nick made it easier for them to relive those memories. Nick has made a machine called Reminiscence that shows people's memories in the form of a hologram. Through this machine, they felt like they were living at the same time. For security reasons, Nick used to keep the records of his customers' memories with him. Some of Nick's customers would repeatedly come to relive the same memory over and over. One such customer was a girl who frequently visited Reminiscence to revisit the memories she shared with her boyfriend. Nick's assistant saves her memories in a chip, but she refuses to take it because she likes to come into Reminiscence and live those moments again. Everything was going on perfectly normal, but then one day a girl came to Nick's office and life. She had lost her keys, and through Reminiscence, she wanted to remember and find them. Nick helps May by showing her the memories of the last day and finding her keys, which she dropped in the club where she was a singer. Nick lost while listening to her voice and song through her memories. Nick liked this song very much because his grandfather used to sing this song for him. Anyway, May now leaves and Nick's assistant tells her that May has left her earrings, which Nick keeps. He now goes to the club where May used to sing. He praises May's song here and returns May her earrings. While talking, Nick found out that May had no friends yet. May offers him to go home with her and Nick agrees. Here they come very close, the scene cuts and we see May and Nick together again. They were having a good time together. Nick tells May, the memories are so strange, just like perfume, as good as a little. May answers him, you may have good memories, but I don't. The scene cuts and we see Nick and his Reminiscence. It turned out that whatever we saw now, it was all Nick's memories. Ever since May left him, he couldn't get out of this drama. He always thought that what was missing in her love that I cheated him. Did I cheat her or did I talk about going somewhere? To know this, he always kept looking at his memories. Although his assistant had warned him many times that if you use too much Reminiscence, you know it will affect your brain more. Before leaving, May didn't leave any clue and Nick somehow wanted to find out through his memories. Nick's assistant tells him, you won't find May now, it's better to forget her. You should focus on your business. Because of money, a lot of problems are coming to us and now Elsa is also not coming, our regular customer, but Nick, ignoring his words, now goes to the club where May was a singer. He asks people here about May but he still didn't get any clue. He came back to his office and started remembering the moments he spent with May through Reminiscence. Suddenly, the loud knock outside interrupted his memory. Nick furiously shouts, Reminiscence is closed today. Anyway, after a while, he came out of the office and found May's earring lying on the road. He was surprised to see this. He knew that May has come here. He discusses the same thing with his assistant. The assistant says, I don't think May has come here again. It is also possible that this earring has already been lost there and we are now eyeing it. Okay, forget it, let's focus on work. You also know that there is an intelligence project involved. If anything goes wrong, we will be in trouble. At this time, he had to record the memories of a criminal who worked for a drug mafia. Now he was about to die. They work on him for 12 hours, but they don't get any special proof because before dying, people often only remember their good memories. Now they were talking that suddenly the lying man remembered his 5-year-old memory in which the drug mafia was, and along with this lying man, Nick also sees May. Now he is curious to know what May had to do with this man. Here the police ask some questions to the person lying in Reminiscence for their investigation, and by doing this, the man gets jerks. Nick takes his mic back from the police and starts rewinding the memories of this man where May was. He now searches in this man's mind. When and where did he meet May for the last time? For the last time, this man saw May with the drug mafia. She was the drug lord's first girlfriend, and over time, she had also become addicted to drugs. Through her memories, Nick learns that May had stolen a large sum of money from the drug lord and fled. At this point, Nick decides to confront the drug lord to find out what happened to May. He reaches to this drug mafia and he tells her that May has sent me to you. Before he could say anything else, This drug mafia recognized him. He finds out that Nick is the same person to whom May had gone while leaving the drug mafia. He tells Nick, "What do you think? You are more powerful than me, that May left me and went to you." He was so angry with Nick that he told his people to torture Nick. Before Nick dies from this torture, someone enters to save him while hanging on a rope, and this was his assistant, who took a gun in her hand, came to save Nick by killing a lot of gangsters. She also shoots on Nick's tank, due to which the water of the tank starts to come down. That gangster also takes out a gun from both hands to kill Nick's assistant, but even his single shot didn't work. Nick also tricks that man into shock and gets himself released. By killing him, Nick leaves with his assistant. Coming back to his office, Nick tells his assistant that, "I want to see the memories of the last meeting between you and May." He puts her in his reminiscence tank. And here he listens to both their memories and talks where Nick's assistant always felt that May has come to Nick for a special purpose. She wants to take something from him and manipulate him for a special purpose, and then May told her the truth, that she is a drug addict and she deceived the drug mafia and she was with Nick for protection. After seeing all these memories, she knew that Nick would be angry with her, and she says to Nick, "I'm sorry. I shouldn't hide it from you." Then they see that May didn't steal anything from them, so they find out that May stole Elsa's memories and taken from here, one of his clients who used to visit him often, and she was the wife of a very rich man. Knowing this, Nick was left confused. What did May really want? And why had she come to him? What was her relationship with Elsa's memories? To know this, he starts looking for May again. A man in the city tells him about a girl who might know about May. Nick follows that girl, but the girl gets scared and runs from him. Then they come to a seashore and Nick calms her and says, "I won't hurt you, just tell me where I can find May." Then the girl tells him that May has been murdered and her son was kidnapped recently. He was very shocked after knowing this. He turned around and someone attacked him and told him to forget May. As he said this, we see Nick wakes up from his reminiscence tank. He watches this memory again and again to find that man who threatened him to forget May, and he recognizes this man, that he was a police officer who used to work for the drug mafia. Then Nick starts collecting information about Elsa because he was thinking that by finding out Elsa's information, he will somehow reach May. He finds out that Elsa had a very rich boyfriend who was married and had a son. After Elsa's boyfriend's death, her boyfriend's son wanted to kill Elsa so that he doesn't have to give her any share of the property, and maybe that boy sent May to steal Elsa's memories. One day, Nick was walking on the road. He suddenly saw May walking on the road. He follows that girl and that girl runs into a room. Nick finds out that girl is not May. The good thing that happened was the man she ran to was the same corrupt police officer who used to threaten Nick to forget May. Nick catches him and decides to interrogate him about May, but this man runs away from there. Nick followed him and finally caught him at a place that was completely submerged. They start fighting here, and while fighting, that man was about to drown, but Nick took him out of the water. The scene cuts and we are shown that Nick saved that man from drowning in his reminiscence machine, and what we saw before that was his memories. After fight, Nick brought this man in his reminiscence so that he can find out about May. Before he faints, this man warns Nick that it is better to not know about May, you will break after knowing. Nick doesn't listen to him and starts looking for May. It turns out that May meeting Nick was not a coincidence. Everything was already planned. May's love was a fraud, she only met Nick for her plan. From this man's memories, Nick discovers that May was actually in love with him. During all this, she couldn't forget her mission. She had to kill Elsa, whose memories she stole from Nick. Nick sees in this man's memories that when this man was killing Elsa, May took her son and went somewhere. After that, this man didn't know anything about May. May was initially shocked to see this, but then she realized that what she had witnessed was incomplete. After this, May's memories were in this man's mind, which he plays by torturing this man. He discovers that May met this man again. She came to Reminiscence to meet Nick again, but this man caught her there because now he couldn't leave May alone. May was a witness to his murder. May expresses her love to Nick in this man's mind, because she knew Nick would find her and would see his memories where she was expressing her love to Nick in this man's memories. Nick goes in front of this hologram and rewinds this memory many times. He tortures this man and increases the voltage of the current in his brain, and by making him confess all his sins, he stores his memories. After it, he goes to the boy who had killed Elsa through this man and May. He says, now everyone knows the truth about you, to not share the property with the other brother. You killed Elsa and sent her son away. Soon the police will solve your case and will find your brother, and now you will be killed for what you did. The man went mad. First, he wanted to kill Nick, but then he tried to and himself, but he couldn't do it, and finally, the police arrested him. Similarly, the crime in which May was involved, Nick compensated it while making the real culprits arrested. After it, Nick goes to his assistant and tells her that he will never try to find May again. This life is too short, we shouldn't lose what we have while searching for what's lost. You should also go and spend time with your daughter, be with her. After it, Nick solves the case for which the intelligence agency had hired him. After solving the case, a corrupt politician came in front of everyone, and because of him, there were riots in the city. Nick had done everything he could, and now he had no goals left for the future. So, he decides to immerse himself in Reminiscence, allowing him to live in his old memories. He injects himself and enters the world of Reminiscence. Now, he will live in the memories of his time with May until the end of his life.